Hello everyone, welcome to Webing My Life, where I discuss about web development related stuff. And in today's video, I am going to talk about how websites actually work. As a web developer, it is important to know how websites actually work. And if you are not a web developer, then also it is a cool thing to know about how websites actually work. So everything starts from you typing in the URL of your favorite websites. Let's say Google. As soon as you enter www.google.com in the address bar, the request goes to a DNS. Now what is a DNS? A DNS or domain name server is like an address book which has a list of URLs and their corresponding IP addresses. Now the question is, what are IP addresses? An IP address is a unique number representing a computer in the internet. Fun fact, you can check your IP address easily with a Google search. So what's next? The request to the DNS gave you or your computer a IP address corresponding to google.com. Another fun fact, if you are not afraid of the terminal, you can check IP address of Google by the nslookup command. Now what? Your computer now has the IP address of Google. Next, it requests that IP address for the resources required to show the web page properly. The request returns you the important documents HTML, CSS and JavaScript which show us the web page. Now what is HTML? HTML is a markup language used to define the structure of a web page. A HTML file looks something like this. Next is CSS or cascading style sheet, which styles the HTML content and makes it look beautiful. A site without CSS will look like this, while a site with CSS will look like this. Next is JavaScript. JavaScript makes the interactive part of a website. The actions happening after you press a button in a web page, after you change some values in an input field, are handled by JavaScript. Now your web page is loaded successfully. Now there are two parts of our web page. The part we discussed about right now is for front end, which is the end exposed to the client. But there are some more code which handles special tasks which cannot be done in the front end for security reasons or some other reasons. Backend is that part. Backend along with database saves your data for a consistent experience. Suppose you have signed up for a web page. Now when you go to login and press the login button, JavaScript takes those form inputs and requests the backend to check if the user exists. Backend then queries the database to check for the user, and if the user is found and the password matches, then only the user is allowed to see the restricted section of a web page. And that's how the web works. Now if you want to make a web page of your own, check out the video on the left and also subscribe to my channel for more such content. Thank you.